Today's conversation is about automating your marketing. Basically, a good automation campaign allows you to sell and interact with clients while you are sleeping or while you're doing other things in your business. My name is Lorraine Ball, and I'm going to be your host today. I am a marketing strategist. I run a company called Roundpeg, and we work with businesses all over the country, helping them launch effective auto-response campaigns. Why are auto-response campaigns so important? It has a lot to do with really how marketing works today. Basically, when I started my career 25, 30 years ago, the vast majority of your marketing dollars were focused on finding prospective customers, throwing a net out there and trying to reach as many people as possible, converting them into customers, and relatively little marketing was actually spent on the people who had a relationship with you. But things have changed. And today, what we know is that smart marketers are flipping the funnel, and they are spending the majority of their time on people they already have relationships with, interacting with people who have already expressed interest in their products and services, and cultivating those relationships. And when you do these things at the bottom of the funnel well, you don't have to spend as much at the top of the funnel. And so how does marketing automation work? It starts with a wow experience. That might be somebody coming to your business or simply coming to your website and being impressed with something that they see when they get there. And they are enticed to stay in touch. And then your job is to engage people and either bring them back to your website or your business, or get them to interact with you on social media and in a more public space, which then will drive new prospects to your business. And automation, marketing automation, is really a win-win, because you get people, when you have a marketing automation campaign in place, you get clicks and downloads, and people come to your website or to your business. It encourages people to make phone calls and make reservations or basically reach out and interact with you. But it works because at the same time, your automated campaigns are delivering real value to your customers in terms of coupons and discounts, information that they need to use your product, videos, how-to guides. And so in this situation, the customer gets something and you get something. And everybody walks away a little happier. And the truth is, and I think a lot of people are resistant to putting pop-ups on their website and running drip campaigns and running marketing automation. But the truth is that people check their email every single day. And so when you create an auto-response campaign, you have an opportunity to get in front of your prospective customers every single day. 82% of people surveyed say they actually do sign up for emails on branded websites. So people are willing to trade their email for information. 72% expect that when they sign up, they're going to get a discount or something. But the really big one, email marketing has 3 times higher conversion rate than social media. What that means is that if I send an email to a permission-based list, people who said they're interested in hearing from me, if I send it to 100 people, I am likely to get 3 times as many people responding as I would if I just shared it on Facebook to my community on Facebook. Why does that happen? It's really pretty simple. When you share something on social media, and I'm not knocking social, it has its place, but when you share something on social media, you are competing with the cat videos and pictures of people's babies and grandkids and vacation photos. But when you send an email, your email is literally the only thing in front of me. It's the only thing in my inbox, and so I'm more likely to take action. Okay, a couple of quick terms as we go through the program today. The first, I use the term autoresponder a lot. This is any pre-designed automated email that is programmed to be delivered when something happens. And it's one of two things. The first is a date-based email. If you have customers and you want to send them an email on a specific date, whether it's the anniversary of when they became a client to renew their contract, or it is a birthday email. I worked with a bridal consultant, or she was a florist, and she got all the grooms' email addresses and set them up so that they got an email reminding them after 30 days, 6 months, and 1 year after their wedding. And it came about a week early, and it reminded them to say, hey, you fell in love, you want to tell your new bride how special she is, why don't you send her flowers? Click now and we'll send a bouquet. Now, not everybody who got that email purchased, but I guarantee you a lot more people purchased than would have if she hadn't sent the email. The other thing are event-based triggers, and these are auto-response campaigns that occur in response to something that happens. Maybe someone has downloaded a form from your website, they've requested information, you've had an interaction with them, and then you start the campaign. And I'll show you examples of both of these. What is a contact? That's any email address that's already in your address book. A subscriber is someone new that you're adding to your list, and campaigns are marketing message or messages and promotions. So what is an automation campaign? It is essentially an email marketing program that helps send information you wish you had the time to send. For example, if you have a complicated onboarding process and you need to send a lot of information to people every time they come on board with you, and you're always forgetting things, or someone has to write the email and remember to send the info, creating some automated emails so that they just go automatically when someone new signs up, that frees you up. That process allows you to go on and do something else, knowing that your customer or prospect is going to get the information they need in a timely manner. So an autoresponder works while you're doing something else. It might be something like a welcome message. A new customer signs up. Maybe they visit your store. You add their email address to a list, and boom, they get a welcome. Thanks for being a customer. But that's not the only way that automation works. I talked earlier about both anniversary and event-based triggers. So somebody joins a list. Maybe they have signed up for something on your email, or maybe you've just sent them a proposal and you want to make sure that you stay in touch. You can have just a simple welcome email or a series of emails that are sent to someone, and the whole chain starts when they join the list or when you put their name on the list. The other thing are date-based triggers. And in this instance, it might be, like I said, birthday or anniversary, or a service date. In each case, on both of these messages, you've got a situation where you're creating them in advance for marketing. They have to be short with a single focus. What you don't want to do is send a lot of information and people are kind of sorting through, figuring out what they're supposed to do. You want it to be evergreen content, information that is good no matter when you send it. For example, if you have a standard welcome email, you don't want to say, thanks for joining us in the spring, if you're going to use that email all year long. And it needs to contain one call to action. The auto response campaigns, if you start cluttering them up with too many different offers, you start to confuse people and they don't know what they're supposed to do. Now, on anniversary or date-based emails, what you have is one message going to existing customers. They initiate on specific dates, and basically, once you put someone in your database and you program in that date, you never have to think about it again. The list join emails are usually a series of emails. The messages are initiated when someone is added to a list, and it is triggered by that subscription. So it is tied to a specific, it's not tied to an anniversary of any kind. For example, I run a program where people, it is a 10-week business plan program. And so you have an opportunity when you sign up, you get lesson number 1 and then lesson number 2 and lesson number 3. Well, maybe you start the program in January, but someone else starts it in March. Well, they are not going to, they are not going to get the third email just because you're getting the third email. They're going to get the first email in the series, so they'll start getting them in March, where you start getting it in January. And so by the time you're on lesson number 3 or lesson number 5, they're only on lesson 1 or 2. It is based on when you join the series. The cool thing about these automated response campaigns is they really help you create a lasting impression. Someone may interact with you on your website, in social media, or in email, and it offers you an incentive to join your marketing list. And so you have to make it easy for them. They bump into you somewhere randomly. You offer them an opportunity to join the list, and then they subscribe. Now the onus is on you. You need to send an autoresponder that gets information to them on a timely manner and is connected to what they signed up for. So if your incentive was about your home inspection services, don't send me an autoresponder telling me about your plumbing services. If I signed up for one thing, make sure I get the information I was looking for. And then when the subscriber takes action and maybe redeems the coupon, it sort of creates this virtuous cycle where people come back into your business and back into your business. So, should you be thinking about an auto response campaign? Well, let's look at the kind of things an auto response campaign can do. If you send the same information over and over, or if you forget to send information and you're halfway through a project and you're like, damn, we didn't send them the information about this other service. Now it's too late. Autoresponsers are a great tool for you. If you think that your business will be perceived better if customers believe that they are valued by their business, and if you're looking to create a lasting first impression, then autoresponses are great for you. They're also really helpful if you have specialized sub-audiences. You have a segment of your larger community that is interested in product A, and they're the only ones that are interested in product A. But once they express that interest and you want to get them more information, but you don't want to overwhelm other people. Again, my business plan, how to write a business plan in 10 weeks, or we have a 5-day email marketing school and a 5-day web design school. I don't want to send that to everybody on my list. They'll be like, Lorraine, stop sending me. But if people sign up and say, yes, I want your 5-day program, it allows you to just send those people the information they want. And if it makes sense in your business to have celebratory emails based on anniversaries or birthdays, or if you want to set up quarterly or annual reminders for people once they become customers, any of these are really good reasons to consider an autoresponder. Okay, so how does it really work? Well, it starts with a goal. What is it you want someone to do? Because if you're going to create an auto-response campaign, you are driving them to an action. In the case of the Half Moon Yoga, after the welcome email, thanks for joining, they send a coupon. Why? Because what they're really trying to do is get people who come into the class one time to come in again and again. So, as you're trying to get people to participate in your program, particularly if it's more of a triggered campaign where you're offering people specific types of information, you need to create a sign-up form. Now, this one happens to be the sign-up form created by Constant Contact, which is the email product that we use. But you can use any kind of form builder and it will work. My advice to you is to think about the information you really need. First name, last name, certainly their email address. Do you need their company name? Do you need the month and year business opened? Well, if you're getting them to sign up for an anniversary email, well, yes, you do. But if you're getting them to sign up for some other email and this is irrelevant, don't ask it. What I like here is people can sign up for the kind of information they want. So, 2 things to keep in mind. Number 1, the more you ask for, the less you get. If you have a form on your website that's nothing more than an email box, you will have significantly more people filling it out than if you do something this complicated. And the other thing, either letting people choose what they're interested in by creating a form like this, or having different forms on different pages of your website. But either way, what you're looking for is an opportunity to segment lists by your audience interest. And so you have a lot of people who may sign up, but they're interested in different things. And so when I send out event announcements, I'm not going to send one to everybody. He's going to get one, she's going to get one, and the rest of the people won't. When I'm sending out special offers, well, he's going to hear about it, she's going to hear about it, and so will he. What that allows me to do is produce a lot more information that is more relevant and focused for subsets within the community. What can you offer? What can you trade prospective customers for their email address to get them to sign up? There's actually a lot of different things that people will trade their email for. I love the self-assessments. Why? Because people love to compare themselves to other people. They want to know how they rank. And once you have that information, now you can target the marketing follow-up. Recipe collections or collections of blog posts. We do this with a company that we work with that manufactures a food product. And we produce 2 recipes every month. And then once a quarter, because we've been doing these recipes every month for years, once a quarter we send promotion and we promote it on social media that we have a new recipe collection, that you can get this collection of 10 recipes and all you need to do is give us your email address. Does it work? When we started the program, we had 250 people on our email list. And we clean it pretty regularly, getting rid of bad email addresses and people who have changed their email address. We still have over 8,000 names on that list. So offering people something in exchange for their email address works. Photos from an event, how-to guides, coupons, discounts. There are lots of things people will trade an email address for. You just have to find something that is relevant to your target customer. And keep this in mind. It has to be timeless and never expire because you don't want to be updating your offer every time you turn around. Now, my one exception is I have a holiday marketing guide that I only promote really in August, September, and October, because the rest of the year, nobody cares about holiday marketing. It needs to include goal-driven calls to action. So as you're building the campaign, the emails that you're going to send in response, it needs to have very specific steps and actions that people can take. It needs to be short, informative, useful, timely. Again, if I'm getting a drip campaign in February, I don't want to know about things I'm supposed to be doing in April and May. One of the questions that comes up a lot when we talk to people about drip campaigns is scheduling. How much is too much? How far apart should they be? And the truth is that this is going to vary depending on your selling cycle. For example, when we work with heating and air conditioning contractors, we recommend that as soon as they get back from a sales call, they have a 3-part email campaign that initiates right away and is sent once a day over the next 3 days. Why? Because the average consumer whose air conditioner breaks is going to be in the market no more than 72 hours. So sending me an email once a week for the next 3 weeks is a waste. On the other hand, when I get someone to download a white paper, I might send them something once a week for the next few weeks. When I'm following up with a proposal, I typically do an email every 3 days and then have a phone call planned at the end of that schedule. So what you need to do is you really need to think about how much is too much? How often do people want to hear from me? And one of the things that I would recommend that you do is actually experiment with some different schedules and look at, do people unsubscribe? Do they respond? Are they taking action? Or are they just starting to ignore your messages? If you're sending too many in too close proximity, that's a good indication when they don't interact with the messages that you're sending. So let's look at some examples of what email campaigns can look like. Let's start with the basic welcome. These are all from Constant Contact, and these are very simple welcome emails. I'm going to tell you that I like some of these better than others. I happen to like this one from my friend Mark. It's pretty simple. You got his logo at the top. You have a very short email with one link, really, to his video. I like the fact that he says, thanks a bunch for subscribing. This is a business-to-business interaction, but he's very personal, and I like that. News from us, Liberty Jane Clothing. I'm not as crazy about this. Why? Because she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things all crammed in a little welcome email. And it's 4 paragraphs long. I'm already bored. Now, one thing I do like that both Cinnamon Mills and Mark did, I like the photos of the people. That's a really nice touch, and it goes a long way to building that relationship or that sense of, oh, I know you, into the campaign. The canine assistants, I think the two nonprofits do a really good job. The canine assistants, they have two. I probably would skip this because you've got your web address down here. But the Leaf Line Project, I think they really nailed it. They give you a quick email and they drop a video in there. So it's really entertaining. And videos actually generate a pretty high level of engagement. Now, one of the things that, let me go back here just a moment. One of the things that you see on the Leaf Line Project is their email doesn't look like any of these emails. These three were built using the old Constant Contact Welcome Email Builder, and this was used with just their automated email campaign. If you're in Constant Contact and you want to create a more custom welcome email, the first thing you want to do is just go to your settings and turn off the welcome email, and then build an auto-response campaign that just sends a more attractive looking welcome email. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples. These are not necessarily emails I've created, but they are just really good examples. So this is one that you get from Amazon. When you signed up for a free 1-month Kindle subscription, this email is designed to upsell you. It is designed to get you to spend money. Relevant, you just signed up for a free trial, and we're going to give you a special offer. It's goal-oriented. There is a very clear thing you're supposed to do at the end. They're not using images. It's really clean. It's very simple. It's just boom, boom, boom. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. There's a sense of urgency. I don't know exactly when this was sent, but you had to respond by April 30th or you couldn't get it. I really like that it's very, very clean layout, and the important things are in bold. This is an onboarding email from Spotify. If you have signed up for a Spotify account, this is what shows up in your inbox. It's simple, there's a great visual, and a clear action that you're supposed to take. So, you sign up for Spotify and boom, there it is in your inbox, on your phone, you're ready to go. Not a lot of explanation. You don't need a lot of explanation. But the trick with Spotify is they know, and any app really knows, if you don't start using it right away, you are not going to, you're not going to use it. And they're going to lose the opportunity to have an ongoing revenue stream with you. Reengagement. This is for someone who used to be a customer and has stopped using your product. Again, it's personal, it's simple, and there's a clear action. Hey, insert person's name. We noticed you haven't used our product. They're concerned that if you stop using the product, you'll stop paying them. So, we missed you, come back. This is from Airbnb, and I love this because this email goes out when you don't buy. Hey, take another look at this hut, whatever this is. You were looking at it and then you didn't buy. It's personal because it's definitively what I was looking at, and there is a very clear next step. Learn more. And so, you're seeing a pattern with a lot of these autoresponders that are being created by these very large companies. They are simple, they're clean, there's a personal feel to them, and a very smart next step. Okay, let's look at some longer campaigns. Those 4 examples were designed to be a one-time email in response to a specific event. But let's take a look at some examples of how you put a multi-email campaign together and how you think about timing and offers. This is that same Liberty Jane, and this is her Autoresponse series. Oops, go back. This is her Autoresponder series. You see, she gets a welcome email. There's an email about social network, partner reseller, pixel perks, coupon. There's a lot of different emails in this series. Now, my thought for somebody who has just downloaded their first pattern, I think this is a little overkill. I think she's got too much going on. That's my opinion, based on some of the work that we've seen with other clients. I think she's just got a little too much, and when you see the campaigns, you'll see why I feel that way. You go to the website. It's this wonderful, clean, simple website, and you sign up and buy your first patterns. And then you get this welcome email, and she's like, hey, I got 2 free gifts. I've got the strappy tank pattern and the polo pattern, and send us an email if you've got an issue, and visit our website. The problem is it's just a little too much all at once. If I've just signed up, I don't really have time to sign up, get my first pattern, and then get 2 more patterns and do anything with them. I think she could have gotten away with 1 pattern in this email. 3 days later, she's sending me an email saying, hey, follow me on Pinterest, follow me on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. This is like, hi, we just met. Do you want to go to the movies with me today, lunch tomorrow, dinner the day after, and oh, by the way, can we get engaged on Thursday? Whoa, honey, dial it back just a little bit. Pick 1 social platform. Or put a link back to your website where all of your social media is. There's too much going on here. And people are not going to follow you everywhere. So decide where's the most relevant. Where do you get the most interaction? Send them there, and then put the others in your footer. This is the 3rd email in the series. So yesterday I told you about this, and now today I'm going to tell you something else. This is all great information, but spread it out. I know your business is important to you, but it's not as important to everybody else, so give them time to get to know you gradually. And again, 3 different calls to action. 4. What do you want me to do? And now visit our Pixel Packs page and get some extra bonuses. Fabulous. I'm really excited, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed because you've been having me do so many different things over this last 2 weeks. It's been a few days since you signed up. I hope you're having a good time and that you've really liked all this stuff. By the way, here's a buy 2, get 1 free coupon and a one-time gift. Instead of it's been a few days, you've been a member for 2 months. Now I'm rewarding you. So think about the cycle of your business and be a little bit patient. You're likely to have a much higher open rate. So you signed up for your newsletter a week ago, and I thought I'd check in. Hopefully by now you've had a chance to download the free patterns. Oh my God, it's only been a week and I have heard from you 5 times. I like you, honey, but I'm betting that she has a pretty high unsubscribe rate because it's just too much. Okay, this is a B2B example, and this is specifically an example not just of a sort of general interest kind of thing. This is after a sales conversation. This is someone who we've talked to and said, hey, here are our services. We drop you in the list, and then you get, as I mentioned earlier, every 3 days, because we have found that in our business, for this kind of product, every 3 days is good. And then you'll notice that we have a check-in phone call 2 weeks later, after which point they get dropped into our regular weekly newsletter schedule. So what do they look like? They're actually pretty clean. You'll notice that they just look like an email. It's personal, it's addressed to them. I enjoyed chatting. Here are a couple things I want you to know about. In this email, we have 2 buttons, a free template and a case study. And we're actually testing this right now to see which one gets clicked. We're going to take the other one out. 3 days later, they get an email that says, hey, are you taking advantage of email? Download our success guide. 3 days later, we're talking about blogging for business. Here's the blogging kit. And 3 days after that, the social media success guide. Rather than having a call to action, and there's always you can call us or send us an email. Rather than having a coupon or some type of redemption in a business-to-business transaction, we actually have a phone call where we have a more personal interaction. I just had a really good question about why don't we put them in our regular emails until 2 weeks after they join. If someone has downloaded something from our website, then we're going to put them in the newsletter or whichever email they signed up for right away. But this is specifically for people who we are talking to about working with us, and I want to control the information that they receive and the order in which they receive it, and then I put them into the regular cycle. Many of the people that we actually have these conversations with are already receiving some of our information, but if they're not, I want to make sure that they get the most relevant information to the product we've been talking about first. That's a good question. And again, every business is going to be a little different. The trick is to modify this cycle to fit your purposes. This is a nonprofit example. I love these guys. I love their branding, their messaging, the whole way they do this. The first email you get from them is, as you saw before, this video. You signed up. Here's our story. Learn a little bit about us. There's not a lot going on in that email. It's just, hey, thanks for being interested. Here's what we do. The second email, another video. Here's a little more detail about what we do and why what we do is so important. See our map, watch another video. The third email, our volunteers do all sorts of cool stuff. See what our volunteers are doing, learn a little bit about the anatomy of a tree. You get to the fourth one and it's, oh yeah, if you want to follow our adventures, like us on Facebook. And what they've done is they've actually done a screen grab of, they took a photo of Facebook from their phone, and this is a picture. And they have linked it specifically to a Facebook post. And they are encouraging you, like us on Facebook. And the last one, after you've gotten a series of these, they finally get around to donate a tree. So each email has a specific purpose. It's really designed to help build affinity for the organization, to get you excited, to get you to be a part of the community, and then they hit you in the wallet. I I think it is just a beautifully executed. I'm not sure how quickly they send it, but I think you can play with the timing, again, depending on the rhythm of your organization. The cool thing, and this is a new feature in Constant Contact that I really like, you can segment people based on action. So for example, you send an email. If they open it, they get the next one, the next one, and the next one. If they click on a button, you can peel them off and send them different information. One of the things that I do a lot is if people, we present them 2 or 3 different services, well then if they click, I can use the click to join within Constant Contact, and they are automatically subscribed to a new email list that has a new automation line connected to it. It's pretty easy. Within Constant Contact, other email marketing tools have their own ways of doing it. You just grab the button, you put it right there. So you've got these buttons: schedule maintenance, request a quote. When you're setting up the button, you simply say, I want a link to a web page. So you're sending people where they need to go. But then you have an opportunity. Here's where I want them to go. I can enable click segmentation, and then I can pick whichever list I want them to be added to. So they don't have to do anything. As soon as they click on a button and indicate interest, I can move them over into another list. And the trick with auto-response campaigns is you need to be monitoring your results. You need to look at how many people sign up, how many people actually open, what's your fall-off rate, do they stay engaged? People fill stuff out all the time. You know, to get a 40% or a 50% open rate on a campaign is actually really good. I am amazed at all the things people sign up for and then say, hey, I never signed up for this. But what you want to be doing is you want to watch and figure out, okay, this one, for whatever reason, this one routinely does not get as many people opening it. Maybe I need to work on the headline here to get people re-engaged. Next steps. Okay, this is really where this falls on you. You need to think about what you're trying to accomplish with your auto-response campaign. You want to identify goals and segment your list. You want to create content for your landing pages and your email newsletters that don't go out of date. Think about the timing. Is it once a week or once a month? Use social media, email, and face-to-face to attract new people and get them to sign up for your list. Launch the program and then measure the results. Now's a great time. If you've got questions, I would love to take a few from you, and also encourage you to look at roundpeg.biz/training for other webinars on related topics.